Welcome to the 1111 Synchronized broadcast. May we all take a deep breath and release it. Thank you all for joining me on this season finale of season 5. If you have any topic requests that you'd like to hear, if you'd like to be a feature on my page, or if you'd like me to be a feature on yours, please send those in on Instagram at Agent K21 Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter at Agent K21. You can find me on all the social media platforms. Find a way to reach out. Let me know what you'd like to hear. So before we move any further, I'd like to just say, let us all just breathe it in. Breathe in the love, exhale the love. And if you would just join me to take a moment of silence to honor those who have been affected by the coronavirus, directly, indirectly, the essential workers, the people who have been on the front lines of everything. And if we could just have a moment of silence for the many things going on in the world right now. We've had over 100,000 people who have died from the coronavirus, as far as I have heard so far. On top of everything going on with this pandemic happening, there's also a lot of social injustice happening. And with that, I would like to have a moment of silence for the known victims of police brutality. And if I could list all their names, I surely would. Over 493 unarmed black men have been killed by the police, murdered by the police. And there has been little to any justice that has been served. So if you would, please join me for a moment of silence. I send out my love, my thoughts, my prayers to those who have been impacted directly, indirectly, witnesses, people who have been traumatized by these events, to the widows, to the orphans, to the parents who had to bury their own children, to the children who had to bury their own parents. This kind of suffering, this kind of pain it's not fair in a lot of ways, and it's really just sad. And my heart grieves for those who have been affected, and for those who remain silent. My heart grieves as well. So please, everyone, just take time to take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and be part of the solution instead of adding to the problem, which I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. Those who are listening, I think that you're very aware of what's happening and what's going on. And I appreciate those people who are listening and who understand the magnitude of things that are happening. So this is going to be the season finale for season 5. And it's also going to be a break. This is the midsummer break, if you will, for the podcast. So I will be taking the month of June off. And will not be posting any episodes for the next month or so. And, this is a time to pause, to reflect. And so what is a pause? What is a moment of reflection? The word Selah comes to mind. What does Selah mean? Selah is defined as a Hebrew word that has been found at the ending of many passages, and it has been interpreted as an instruction calling for a break, or it may mean forever. So fun fact, Selah is also Lauryn Hill's daughter's name, so shout out to her. And so with that, this is kind of, both meanings are substantial for what's happening right now. Taking a much needed break, just to disconnect, to unplug from media, to unplug from, working as far as posting podcasts and giving that time to recharge. And I did a whole episode on that you can find as well. But just giving that time to regroup, recuperate, and also these messages I leave are forever. They say the goal is not to try to live for forever, but to try to create something that will. So hopefully something I've said resonates with you. Hopefully lessons that we learn in life, those are the things that stick with us forever. And as long as these podcasts are available, hopefully you'll continue to listen and continue to share and continue to be inspired. And so this is going to be a mid-break, and I just want to thank all my supporters, all my listeners. A shout out to the listeners in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada. Thank you all so much for your support. And of course here, where I'm currently at in America, thank you all for your support as well. But this is a time to take a break, to just detox, to just kind of embrace the next wave of things. We got a lot of astrological things going on, 2 eclipses happening, just so much movement, so much energy being stirred up. And we can look at this through the lens of fear, or we can look at this through the perception of love. And I encourage you to choose love. Always, always choose love. Try not to give into fear. Try not to perpetuate the cycle and the propaganda of fear, because we are more than conquerors, and we're so much stronger together. And we're in this through our connection of love and our humanity. So I definitely thank you all. And I leave you guys gifts, not only these episodes, but I've also created playlists that can be found on Spotify for those who use the Spotify app to listen to these podcasts. And maybe I'll find a way to get those episodes out on other platforms, but they're definitely on Spotify. So check those out. There are going to be many playlists listed for you guys. I'm grouping everything in a category so that you can find what works for you and go towards that. And, everyone continue to keep your head up. Pursue your dreams. Feel free to subscribe to the podcast. Continue to share it with your loved ones. Share it with someone in need. Share it with your friends, your strangers, anyone you think may benefit from these messages. Please feel free to share. Feel free to leave a star rating or a review. Write a review if you feel led to. I appreciate all the feedback. I initially did not intend for this podcast to turn out to be as enjoyable as it has been for me, and I hope the same is for you, for those who are here listening. But those who have been with me from the beginning, I had no clue that I would even still be doing this necessarily. I kind of just started it as kind of a joke to myself, or a prank, and not even a prank, just more like wanting to do something and looking for other ways to create, a stream of income and just all these different things. And initially, I kind of just started it as with the mindset of wanting it to be like a voice memo to myself, if you will. And I had no intention of anyone ever listening to it or sharing it. I think that was actually more terrifying than no one listening, was actually having an audience. And I'm so grateful that I do. I'm so grateful that I continue to do this. So I encourage you to go after your dreams, even if you didn't realize you had them before, to pursue them, because it might turn out to be something you really enjoy and something that you're really good at. And so I thank all the people who encouraged me to continue to put this podcast out, because I had no clue that it would turn out as it is. And so with that, I want to give a shout out to the top 5 most listened to episodes so far. Midsummer review. Top 5 episodes listened to so far. Ranking at number 1, most listened to episode remains the Twin Flame episode. I had a special guest, Katie Starr. Thank you so much, who joined me on that episode. So if you haven't listened to that, please listen to that. If you guys enjoy these type of topics, I'll continue to keep that in mind and add more topics like that in the near future. And the next one, ranking at number 2, is the Spiritual Awakening episode. I know there's a lot of people who are awakening on the planet, so check that out if you haven't already. Thirdly, Unconditional Love. I'm sending that to you all, and I hope that you all receive that. To my surprise, cannabis comes in as number 4, which was really surprising because the episode I did about synchronicity was like the highest, most listened to for a long time, and I think cannabis might have knocked that one out the park. So good job on that. And then finally, the episode about motivation. My good friend Rasheen joined me on that one as well. So those are my top 5 most listened to episodes. So please feel free to listen to them if you haven't already. Feel free to share. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to hear for the second half of the season. I hope that everyone has a wonderful June, wonderful summer, wherever this is meeting and greeting you, wherever you are. I'm sending you gifts of love, peace, safety, comfort, serenity. And, I'll still be posting on Instagram. I'll still be making playlists for you guys and getting those out to you. So, yeah, this is a Selah. This is a pause. This is a moment to reflect and review and come back stronger. So, thank you all for your support. Until next time.